maybe my top five episode of Dragon Ball for me in the entire series. That's saying a lot. This episode had a lot of everything that you could ask for in a Dragon Ball show. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is our reaction to Dragon Ball Daima episode 8 titled Tamagami. And rightfully so. Um, I just want to glaze this episode for a little bit here. This fight had everything you want from a Dragon Ball fight. It had hand-to-hand combat. So if you're an original OG, your favorite thing's OG Dragon Ball, you had your hand-to-hand slash sword play fight, which was choreographed amazing. It was absolutely amazing watching Goku use his power pole and Tamagami use his Thor hammer. I think that was fucking sick. You get transformations. You get Goku turning into Super Saiyan 2, maybe. You get a beam struggle. I mean, and then you at the end you get classic Dragon Ball shenanigans with the cup and trying to find the Dragon Ball thing. This had everything you want from a Dragon Ball thing, and I don't know. You couldn't ask for anything more. My mouth was open the entire time watching it. I was like, "Oh, this is so fucking cool.
True, can confirm.
This was so fucking cool." Took us 8 episodes to get here, but we got here, and
We're so back.
God, I could already tell people, and the discourse online has been super fucking medium about Dragon Ball to this point. Like it hasn't even cracked the top 10 in terms of viewership since it dropped like in the beginning, and it got a little bump when the movie came out, not the movie, but the 3 episode with dubs. Uh, but man, I don't know, man. I don't. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you miss out on this because not only did it give us this amazingly animated fight and show us what this show's peak can be. We're not even gonna be at the final fight yet, so this excites me to show what the final fight's gonna be like.
Hmm.
We also get massive, massive lore dumps at the end of this show. I know you every week you talk about this, but you haven't watched all of Dragon Ball in
I
general,
have
so
not.
you don't know what changes that they've done to the lore, but
I do not.
it's it's super cool what they did. And it's honestly super simple too, because it's not necessarily like earth-shattering stuff that will crazily break the foundation of Dragon Ball, but it's just simple things that you're like, okay, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of cool. Oh yeah, that this is a good bridge continuation. So, without further ado, let's kind of go into the episode a little bit more than what I just did. The fight was really cool in the beginning. The animation was top tier. I liked the Tamagami using his hammer like Thor. I also enjoyed watching how smart Goku was in this fight,
Yeah.
kind of testing how far he could go um, against the Tamagami. And I thought that that was a really interesting way to showcase Goku's not only like skill, but to showcase how intelligent he is. Because as we see at the end, when he needs to figure out where the Dragon Ball is, he uses his eye skill to like beat the Tamagami at his own game. But it's like, man, it's so fun seeing Goku just go ham against somebody, and you know that he's messing around. And then when he gets serious, he turns into a Super Saiyan. It's like, all right, let's go. And you get the beam struggle. I thought it was really cool seeing Goku not only use the beams to like attack the Tamagami, but also mask his next move in the smoke, which is,
Yeah.
it's not like something that's you're gonna catch that's super like lots of people do this in every anime, but it's just cool because I don't necessarily think we see that a lot in Dragon Ball. It's really just and then they shoot at each other, and then there's the giant smoke, and then they walk out of the smoke. This was actually useful fights or useful like attacks for that. And then to get to the Kamehameha, like I thought the Kamehameha wave animation, this was so fucking cool.
Mhm.
This was so fucking cool. This Kamehameha animation had that movie style build up. It
Mhm.
had the execution that you would probably only see in a movie. And I think that that's what made this special because it came in a show and it came in something that has been arguably kind of disappointing up to this point. So the fact that they gave us this amazing, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like an homage to like, what the Kamehameha is to, Toriyama. Not Toriyama. Yeah, it's Toriyama, right? Yeah, whatever. Kira Toriyama. Yeah, I am right. All these manga people and their names. I always get them all confused. But this was so cool to see that final just Kamehameha and what they did with it. It looked, I don't know, it was fucking really cool. Top five in the series for me. What did you think about the fight?
Yeah, like all of the fights that we've seen so far have been really, really good and like really well animated. But this was like coming from like such a goofy show that this has been, it was really, really good. Um, and I have it in my notes here that I wasn't sure if this was like um common in like Dragon Ball or like the Dragon Ball lore, but I really liked how the final test was an intelligence test. I thought that that was really interesting. Um, and like I liked seeing Goku succeed in that because I feel like from like the other Dragon Ball content that we have been consuming, there hasn't been like a as a triumphant of a win as this felt for me. Because like just to reference like to Dragon Ball Z, his win against Vegeta, like it wasn't a like Goku didn't come out of that unscathed. Like he it wasn't like a typical like um hero wins without like a scratch
Yeah.
kind of like thing. So it was nice to kind of see Goku come out of this and like be like be like the Chad and like be like the cool guy and like
Yeah.
everybody's like think he's so cool. Like I really liked that like outcome and I think it makes it all the better that he's just a little guy right now, so he's just like extra cute.
This
Um
reminded me a lot of different like isekais whenever somebody defeats like the dragon, they return to the village and
mhm.
everybody's like, "Yeah, he defeated the dragon." Like this reminded me of
Yeah.
Stark and Frieren when he defeats the dragon. They get
Yeah,
or honestly
yeah.
any part in Frieren when they defeat a bad guy and they return to the village and all
Mhm.
the villagers are like traveling with them being like, "Yeah, you did it. Way to go." Like,
Yeah.
hooray! That I like that. I thought that
Mhm.
was
I really
really
liked
art.
that.
It's like RPG
Mhm.
feely.
Yeah, no, I really liked that. And it was like super well animated and it was so fun to watch. And I almost feel like because the rest of the show has been like pretty mid this far that this is it like makes the this episode like so much more like better, I guess, because you're just like if we could have had this like the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, also love I need more Hibis.
Yeah,
You could
we'll
never
get
make me
into him a
hate
little bit later
Hibis.
on. Love Hibis. Hibis is our low-key favorite character.
Yeah,
Okay,
Hibis.
I'm gonna do my favorite segment of the Dragon Ball so far and talk
What were
about
they eating?
well that, but also what the haters love. You know what? I put out a short, a YouTube short of sorts, and somebody called me out for not saying Dabura because I said Dabura. Okay. This is your call out. It is Dabura. I understand. I say Dabra. My bad. I don't think anybody else, the 140 other people that liked the video, obviously didn't have a problem with it. I get it. I understand. But my point in bringing that up is that I brought up last week that I thought the Tamagami would be around the power level of Super Perfect Cell, which would be around Super
Mm,
Saiyan 2 Gohan. So the fact that Goku had lightning and it looked like he was Super Saiyan 2 at the end of the fight and he defeated the Tamagami. Not completely because he didn't blow up the guy. So I think that would be around Super Saiyan 2. Uh, so my prediction I think was right. So I will give myself a pat on the back for
good
being
job.
for being right
You did
about
it.
that. Um,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
congratulations. That's and it's not just I feel validated too because I actually just watched um a breakdown of Dragon Ball Daima. from Masako X, and he talked about how a couple other creators were also of the same line of thinking that I was. So I'm glad that I was on whatever on the
On
right
par.
track. Yeah, on par on the right track of what they were thinking too. So it's not just me. I'm sorry that I said Dabra a million times. It's Dabura. I gave you sass in the comments. I don't remember what your name was. I think your name was like Elite Scrub or something. I don't know. You were right, man. Good for you. Um, yeah, so moving forward in the episode, we get to see Glorio contacting Arinsu, and we see her being evil, evil witch sitting on her
Yeah, that was really
hookah
fun for me to
machine.
see. I was like, giant hookah.
Yeah, she's like smoking away. She's like, here's my moving on with my evil plan. So, okay, so I'm gonna explain this to you because you don't really understand what was happening in this, and like just
Well,
I
like,
don't want.
you made me cover my eyes. So
Yeah,
I didn't even see what was happening.
I didn't want you to see one certain part, but honestly, when I say this, it won't really matter because this could literally happen in a million different parts of the show, and it does happen in a million different parts of the show. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the parts of what happened at the latter half of the show, and we'll see what we go to. We cut to Goma looking over at the battle between Majin Vegeta and Buu, where Vegeta makes his ultimate sacrifice, and Buu was regenerating, and parts of Buu were blown up all over the battlefield, and we see Aransu picking up a piece of Buu and putting it into some kind of container and assumably zooming back to Demon Realm 3, Demon World 3. So that's what that flashback was, what they were looking on the instant replay. They were watching the game tape of what had happened.
The game highlights.
We're watching the highlights of a battle. They're just like me, me at 10 years old looking up AMVs of battles of anime battles. That's what they were doing. Except they have the ability to zoom in, apparently see someone's legs. I don't know. But so they see RN2, and we cut to Aransu back, riding her hookah machine, and we find out what she did with that piece of Boo. Um, we meet this ancient lady or ancient witch Marba, who is the one who is creating a stew of Boo. Huh? How about that? How about
You're
that?
so funny.
Yep, yep. She's making a stew of Boo. Okay.
Ha!
She Arin
Ha!
Sue then says the last Majin could not defeat her. So I don't know if she was uh talking specifically about Majin Buu. So I don't necessarily know what that means and who she was talking about. I just assume that's their way of power scaling how tough she is, saying that she defeated a Buu or a Majin of some sort. But Aransu drops some massive lore knowledge on us that Marba is the one who created Majin Buu and not Bibbidi, who is Babbidi's father. She literally just created it after Bibbidi went to her. So that's kind of lore changing in a way. I think that's um it's not massive, but it's definitely like it connects this saga into the timeline a lot better than this just being a random story and it just being something that was like pulled out of their ass. Like it's just a random adventure of Goku doing random things. It connects what happened in the last arc to this very, very well. And I'm actually surprised that Dragon Ball is able to accomplish something like this. I know they're inserting characters and they're inserting things by being like, if you look really closely, she was there, and you would never see it on the actual no, the tape. But like, I think it's cool that doing something like this. Um, so the fact that they're uh making another Majin is kind of cool, and I think that at the end of the series, we're going to see a new Majin. I think that adding in another classic villain that Toriyama has made. He's made three of the most iconic villains in all of anime. I mean, Majin Buu, Frieza, and Perfect Cell are some of the most well-known designs in all of anime. So the fact that we get one last
Mhm.
perfect sort of I don't know design from him is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see that. Uh, I think that maybe this is just prediction for me. Maybe we'll get to see Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3 to go against this Majin Buu, and we might see why he doesn't turn into a Super Saiyan 3 for the rest of the series. He never turned Super Saiyan 3, and it's always been like a giant what if for a lot of people. People are like, why didn't he ever do this? And maybe we'll get to see why. That'd be kind of cool if they filled in the blanks there. That's just prediction. We already know that Goku and Vegeta are gonna fuse. That's like 100% they're gonna fuse. If they don't fuse, I think that's a waste of time. That's annoying. I don't think they'll do that. But I think that we might get to see another transformation from Vegeta at least. I think that would be really cool. So that's kind of what was happening in the R and Sue part to give you a full kind of explanation on what was going on there. Did I do a good job of that?
Great job. I get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Followed along
Um,
perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you. We cut then back to King Kadan. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Kadan Han. I don't know. The king contacts our boy Hibis, and the
My
the
boy. My boy
the
Happy.
the supercuts between Hibis and King Kadan and all the like party goers being like, because they're all partying that Goku got a Dragon Ball. They're like, hell yeah, it's New Year's here in the Demon Realm. It's party every day, like we're gonna die tomorrow. Like it is a great time. And Hibis is like, give me the mud wine. Can I have the mud wine? All I care about is my mud wine. Can I get some mud wine? And King Kadon's like, yeah. Why you gotta be so weird? Just stay at a hotel for the night. He's like, take the night off, pay for some mud wine.
He's
I
like,
was,
"Are you gonna buy it?"
oh yeah, that's right. Is this on you on your dime? He's like, yeah, just buy it. Fantastic,
Yeah, he's like, "Excellent."
excellent news. Bulma's like, I wonder what mud wine tastes like. Hibis tastes like mud.
He's just like,
What are you
"Mud."
stupid? I was just waiting for him to be like, what are you stupid? And then Vegeta tries talking to him about something. He's like, sorry, I didn't talk to you because you sound like you want to be a king, but you're not a king. He
Yeah, basically,
calls
Hibis
him
is
a
such a
fucking
like,
prince. Oh,
it's like, love
he's a
Hibis.
sassy man. He's a sassy
Love
man.
Hibis.
Hibis is my fave. He remains true to
Hibis is
himself and he remains true to his mission. You know what? Hibis, low key favorite character in this in this show. He is hilarious. I assume in the next episode that they'll meet. Maybe they won't meet. I don't know. But with how they're creating a new Majin Buu, Vegeta and Goku will have the combined forces at some point. We'll probably see Goku and Vegeta fight, um, and then fight another Tamagami. So I don't know. This episode is really fun. These last
Mhm.
couple episodes have been pretty good. I know we just called them mid, but they've been. We find fun things in them.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was using it more as like a blanket term. I've definitely like I've been enjoying it because it's a fun concept. I find it very fun.
Yeah, yeah. So this was probably my. This is arguably a top five episode in general of
Hmm.
Dragon Ball for me. I'm not gonna try and go through what my top five episodes are because I would have to go through the entire series and try to figure out what they were. But um, like this was a top five episode of Dragon Ball. It was sick. The fight was amazing. Animations were top tier. If this is what peak Dragon Ball Daima is, just give us more. Just
Yeah.
stop having the fucking ship break down every 2 fucking minutes. Like just let them do this. This was so much fun.
No ships
Um
broke down in this episode.
Thank God. Thank God. Oh, they also ate, by the way. They also had some food. They had some more balls. More balls were
Yeah.
being eaten.
More balls with teeth.
We had some brown balls with teeth. We had the green balls with teeth. Goku loves those.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that they gave Goku like a whole feast for defeating the Tamagami. Like they
he
know my man.
he was
They
he was
understand him.
happy. He was happy to oblige. But yeah, what do you guys think of this episode? Let us know in the comments below. Right down there, leave a like, subscribe. Go watch our shorts. I post a bunch of Dragon Ball shorts on here, at least 3 a week. We're trying to push the shorts, so go on there, watch them, fight me. Look for the comment about Dabra and Dobra. Fight him, not me.